Good evening. I am a little bit behind the 8 ball tonight. Bear with me just a moment. Evening, everybody. Just a moment here. I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. All right, how's everybody doing? Oi, 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 oi. Okay. Sorry for the delay there, everybody. All right. How is everybody? See, we got 5 people in here so far. Let's hear from you. How's everything going? What's on your workbenches? We've got I've got these 2 Winnie P Elcos on my workbench here to finish up tonight. I'm hopeful we can get them both 100% wrapped up. We'll see though. It's fingers crossed. I managed to get pretty much everything I needed to done over the course of the last week. You'll see that both of them now on the pilots have plows. And then we did a bunch of weathering on both of them, which look pretty darn good, if you ask me. And one of the things, I don't think I've ever really shared it on my channel, but if you're looking for something to get a good fade on a model, this Mission Models, what do they call it, transparent dust, is an absolute cheat code for getting faded out paint. It just, I mean, this is one layer on this Winnie P643, and it just is the perfect in-service look. It's really spectacular stuff. Highly recommend anybody who's interested in starting to weather, pick up some of that stuff. It's really awesome. But, yeah, we'll hop right into the work that we need to do here. There's a couple of things we need to do. We need to install the ditch lights on both locomotives here, and then once that's done, we should be able to get them wired in. and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get them both fully assembled back together and maybe get a test run in tonight. We'll see. But I'm hopeful. We might be able to get that far. I'm gonna start with probably, let's see. Probably gonna start with 426 just because it's gonna be the harder of the two. But I do just need to pull up some reference photos, so I'm gonna do that as well here, just so that I can make sure that I get the right placement for the ditch lights. That's the big thing. So I'll get those pulled up. All right, we got 6 people here and I got nothing in the live chat. What's going on, everybody? Talk to me. What's on the workbench? How's everybody's day going? Let's get some chatter going. This is Talkin' Trains for a reason. All right, so there's a pretty darn good reference photo for this thing. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, just because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get these ditch lights in the exact position they're in on the prototype because of how they're set up. I might be able to. It's going to involve a little bit of modification of the housing, though. Yeah, we're going to give it a shot, though. Should probably get our holes drilled first, though, before we get in too deep. Alright, so let's see. Looks like we want the ditch lights just to the inside of the handrail stanchion, which is easy enough. So we're going to want it like, yeah, this pilot's actually a little bit different than the prototype. It's interesting from Atlas. Not doing road name specific detail. What a surprise. Well, we'll give it a shot anyway. Right now I'm just debating if I'm gonna drill into the thicker part of the pilot here and all the way down, or if I just want to drill my hole underneath and try to shimmy the wire in, even though most of this housing is going to end up kind of in front of this a little bit. It's a tough decision to make. I think I'm going to put it below, but I'm going to use a finer drill bit than this, just to be safe, so that if it is not ideal placement, we can always go back on it. Luckily, these wires are really fine, so you can use a smaller drill bit and get away with it. Alright, so what's the deal? Are we playing Mum tonight? Is the first person that says something in the live chat the loser? I think that's about where I'm going to want it. thanks, Rick. Of course it's on my end. Why wouldn't it be? Well, hang on, everybody. Hey! Now we got everybody in the chat. Holy cow. I don't know what was happening there. I had no live chat on my end. Tonight's the first night I didn't bring my my laptop down with me, and I'm just running off my phone for the live chat. And for some reason, it wasn't showing up. I'm glad y'all could hear me at least, but that's good. All right, so let me recap what's been going on here. Holy cow! All right, hi Ed. Looks like Tim must have said something before the chat picked up on my end, but Rick's trying to find a work surface. Rick, you should have seen the mad scramble I did to clean off my workbench right before the show. I went out and so I had a chiropractor appointment right after work tonight, and usually right after work I'll try to get some sort of workout in. So I didn't have the chance to do that. So as soon as I got home from the chiropractor, I went out and got an 8-mile bike ride in, and I got back home right at about 7:45. So I mad dashed down here to get everything ready. That's why I was a little bit behind the 8 ball and everything tonight. But part of that process was cleaning off the workbench a little bit because holy cow, was it a mess. Hey Dawson, yeah, I see. Yeah, the 643 project. Yeah, I saw that you commented that. That's pretty cool. And GoPro. Okay, so you're going to be at the clinic on. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm actually I'm going to be presenting a clinic as well. I'm going to doing my grapevine clinic at the meeting. So that'll be cool to meet you. I don't know. Have I met you in person? I can't remember if I have or not yet. Holy cow. Man, this is some very thick plastic apparently, because it is not drilling well. Maybe this bit is dull. Ouch. Jordan, I didn't know that that was your YouTube channel. How did I not know that? Good gosh. That's embarrassing. My bad, man. Yeah, Dawson, if I find any more M636s, sorry, I am obligated to send them Alex Kolste's way. Legally obligated. That's where all these are going when they're done. I think 426 is actually the last last 4-axle Alco that Alex needed for his collection of 4-axles, but now he's going after all the big 6s as well. Man, I think my live chat still isn't working. I'm sorry, guys. We're having lots of technical difficulties tonight. I don't know why it isn't. Very strange. Oh, it is working. Okay. Tim's finally came through there. Yeah, Tim, you have every right to do that as well, of course, you know. Finders keepers, that is the rule. Holy macaroni, this is not, this is very thin plastic. I cannot believe that I'm having this much trouble drilling through it. Yeah, sorry this isn't the greatest angle for entertainment purposes, but when you're trying to put leverage on a piece of plastic, it's the safest way to do it for sure. Dude, I'm about to, we're going to take some drastic measures here, because this is about as mind-numbing of a process as possible. All right, let's see if this thing can stand up to a power drill. Yes, Ed. Cue the Tim the Tool Man grunts. Bam. Through. I am going to start the other side, though, with the, with the pin vise, just to make sure that, you know, we get the hole started properly. There's about where I want it. Yeah, through the rear pilot, too. Well, that's fun with the dynamic brake box, Dawson. I never noticed that before. Good to know if I ever end up doing 636. Dawson, I've got stickers. I'm happy to trade them. We'll have to talk through the Facebook page once the live stream's done here tonight, and we'll arrange that. Definitely, sounds cool. Sorry, I realized you guys couldn't see that at all. Holy cow. There we go, finally. Holy macaroni. That is about the toughest pilot I think I've ever dealt with. Wild. I don't know what they used for that. Alright, so let's see how these ditch lights are even going to fit here. Because that was the other challenge. I think I need to scooch everything down a little bit because I keep working out of frame, which means I just need to change everything so that it's a little closer to me. There we go. Okay, so let's see how this is going to test fit in here before we make any changes to the housing itself. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So, just to recap, this is what the ditch lights look like on there. So they kind of climb up above the anti-climber a little bit. So I'm going to try to replicate that as best I can. It's not going to be flawless because this anti-climber for some reason is very different than the actual prototype. And there's no chance I'm going to be able to replicate that, but we'll get as close as we can. And it does actually, it works out because I unfortunately took a little bit of a chip out of one side of this housing anyway, so kind of works out. Awesome, Jordan. Which game are you watching? Are you watching the Rangers game? Let's see how that's going to go. Yeah, Dawson, the Circus City decals really, they are so much better than the CMR ones. I think I've seen a couple that you've used the CMR ones on too. But yeah, those CMR ones, holy cow. If you don't follow their instructions, like to the letter, they are just god-awful. These actually are CMR decals as well, because I had to replace one side of this. And then because I replaced the one side, I did both of them. Stars and Avs, okay, cool. Western Conference action. I don't follow hockey too closely. I passively kind of check the results of the series just to see, and I might catch a Stanley Cup game or two, but baseball, as you know, Jordan, is my my one true sporting love. All right, let's see how this is gonna look. Halfway decent. It's not really halfway decent, but now it's making me think I want to take other drastic measures. I think what I need to do is just take this all the way down flat and not have the brackets on there at all. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there's the little bracket on the bottom still. And I think I need to just take the whole thing down flush and mount it, up on the anti-climber where it looks like it is on the prototype. I do have to be a little bit careful doing this just because the wires are right there. And with my luck, I'll probably just destroy one of them if I'm not careful. There we go, that's nice and flush. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to get myself ready with a little bit of super glue so that I can just stick these right in. John, yeah, detail work, woohoo. Yeah, I do like detail work though. This is fun stuff. I sometimes feel like I'm just sitting here spinning my wheels a little more than I'd like to, but I digress. So, one of the advantages to accidentally buying all of your LEDs with the resistors, even though you don't actually need them, is that the resistors make really good, fine superglue applicators. So I'll be doing that here. Just going to get this light a little bit closer. Actually, let's set that down for just a second while I just do one final test fit just to make sure everything looks good. Yep, I like it. Alright, so, sorry if my big old head just got in the way. Alright, here we go with attempt number 1. I don't know if I'm going to want tweezers for this or if I'm just going to do it by hand. We'll see. Apologies for going radio silent. Sometimes this work just needs a little bit of focus. Oh man, I think I am going to be happy with that. Just kind of need to make sure that I get it completely straight, but I'm liking the way it sits, for sure. That was the right decision. Slightly tilted downward. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Okay, so let's get the other one in here. Boy, we're taking our sweet time tonight. Yeah, John, I believe you. It's fun to sit down at the workbench. For some reason, this is what I started out doing before I had a layout. I had a couple modules in my college dorm, and I just sat and did detail work all day for my hobby time, which was fun. But once I got the layout up and running, it was kind of like it was hard to find time to get to the workbench, which is why I started this this series, because I wanted to make sure I had time set aside to do this type of thing. It's enjoyable. Plus, if you guys saw the backlog that's sitting to my left-hand side, yeah, there's going to be no shortage of product for Talkin Trains videos for the next few months. Which next week for sure, there's not going to be one. I'll be unavailable next Wednesday. The Wednesday after, I think I should be back though, and hopefully we'll be starting something new. I got plenty of options sitting over here that we can work on. I just stuck myself to my own super glue supply. Lovely. So Tim, what sort of details are off on your GP38? I'm curious, just to know how hard would they be to would they be to fix? All right, now we just need to position this one as well as we got the other one. Oh man, that one might have gone even better first try. Holy cow. Heck yeah. I don't think I got enough glue in there though, it's a little loose. Ah. Yeah, that's definitely right, Ed. Can't go anywhere. I don't know how my boss would take that one, though. Calling in the next morning. Yeah, sorry, I'm literally glued to the workbench. Can't do anything else. And we got a little stray glue. Unfortunate. Oh, okay, the firecracker antenna is too far forward. That's, that stuff is relatively easy to fix. I mean, just they usually pull, as long as you firmly but gently pull it straight out, it should come right out. And then you can take your micro drill bits and just drill the hole where it's supposed to be. That's not too hard to fix. It's don't get me wrong, it's definitely disappointing to see that out of a factory model for sure. I'm with you there, but at least it's that's not a hard fix at all. All right, so we're gonna let the ditch lights for 426 dry, and then we'll get the ditch lights for 643 here going. So these ones, I'm hoping, should be a little bit easier because the Bowser units, they already had the indentations for the hole, but weirdly they weren't drilled all the way through. So we should hopefully be able to just slide them right on through. We'll see. The challenge with this thing is going to be figuring out how to wire them in, which I think I have figured out, but it's definitely not a guarantee. Okay, so let's pull a reference photo out and just see. Okay. Oh, I just noticed that these are actually slightly... Oh, okay. Huh. So they sit under the pilot, which is easy. I can get those to slide right down in there and without much of a problem. there's also a yellow reflective stripe underneath the sill that I don't have in there, and I don't know if I can be bothered to do it either. When you're doing work for free for a friend, just out of the kindness of your heart, you know, sometimes you can just take a few liberties. And if it's not something you want to do because you've been working on a project for way too dang long, you can cut a corner. No, I'm just kidding. I probably will do it. Okay, so these holes actually are slightly too far up. As I just looked at the reference photo, I realized that the ditch lights do sit a little bit further down. So, thankfully, the holes are small enough that if I just ream them out a little bit bigger so that I can get my lights to sit down a little bit further, it's not going to be noticeable. So I'm literally, you know, I'm going to really cheat this, and thankfully I can. I'm just going to ream it out a little bit with the X-Acto. I just need the lighting wire to be able to sit down a little bit lower, and then I should be good. Let's see if we can get it a little lower than that. Yeah, John, I've got a friend that his theory about the newer models that are highly detailed is, you know, the more detail you have on them, the more you can lose without noticing that you lost it, which is the great thing. Okay, I think that's gonna work. Yeah, I might need to go just a little lower. Yeah, we're not sitting quite flush yet. Just a little more. Yeah, that's also true, Bill. Or Rick. Jeez Louise, what am I doing tonight? I gotta go sleep. I'm all sorts of messed up. What, yeah, Tim, so what road name is the Jeep that you got there? Is it one of your N&W, the N&W Guilford patches, or something else? I think I saw that you just released a video right before I went live, so I didn't get the chance to watch it yet. Maybe I'll have to sneak that in before I go over to Heath's stream. Holy cow. Yeah, the patch Guilford units are pretty neat. I like all that Massachusetts area stuff. That's part of the reason I like the Finger Lakes so much is because I get a little bit of a flavor for it. Got the one patched out XP&W. There we go. That's sitting down in there really nicely now. Yeah, they got one patched out P&W and then one XP&W U23B that's in full Lehigh Valley heritage paint. Former Tex-Mex. Huh. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I wonder. So did Athearn just like straight out come out and say that it was wrong? Or is it just wrong based on reference photos? Because Helm, you know, they they could have changed about 1,000 things with that thing. They could have, the way Helm operates, they could have realized that the wire was, busted close to the firecracker, and just literally, instead of running a whole new wire, cut the wire shorter and closer to the cabinet and put the firecracker further back. That's just the type of operation they are. They're get the last life out of a locomotive type of company for sure. All right, we gotta start boogieing here. We're gonna run right into Heath's time here. Where is? Get my soldering iron heating up here. Let's get this last ditch light in. 643. I don't think I'm gonna have time to unfortunately get 643 wired up, but I might at least get the ditch lights in wired into 426, just so that we can see some sort of test lighting tonight, see how it goes. I also have to do the headlights on that one though too. Alright, so let's see how that's going to fit in there, if I need to do any adjustments. Come on. Cooperate with me. Holy macaroni. Holy cow, this thing just does not want to work with me. Just get that MU hose right out of the way. Stinking thing. Okay, that's definitely going to fit in there well, so that's good. We can go ahead and get some glue on it. All right. Okay, I'm happy with that. We're gonna push right on to 426 here though, because I really want to, have some sort of results to show for this live stream. All right. Just need to get my reference material back out here just to make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay, so we got that. I am gonna get this put back on quickly. It might eventually need to be glued, but we'll just kind of do a loose fitment for now. Make sure I get my lock programmer on too, so that we can just hop right over there once we got things wired, test it out. Okay, come on, cooperate with me. Ooh, that's why we're not sitting right. Uh-oh. Pinched wires, pinched wires. That's why you gotta be careful when you're doing these. Still not quite sitting right. This is a replacement sill, just because the other one was cut up a little bit. So I pulled one off of a BN locomotive that was sitting around from, of course, one of Alex's last Winnie Pete projects, where he just needed a chassis because he found a Winnie Pete shell out there that I renumbered and threw on it. So now we're making use of as much of it as we can. Okay, that looks pretty good. So, next thing, I get these silly resistors off. Okay, those ones should be off already. Just need to do the headlight. Oh, maybe it's the tail light. Oh, the tail light's off too. Okay. All right. John, I'm using Scale Sound Systems ditch light housings for these locomotives. I like their pilot mount stuff. Excuse me, just because they got so much more variety than Details West does. But as far as deck mounts, I still go with the Details West just because they're so much easier to paint up and install. Just because you don't have to deal with light bleed on a metal housing, it makes everything so much easier. But on the pilot mounts, it's worth it just to deal with touching up light bleed. Speaking of light bleed, I took a look at the Conrail SD40-2s that Scale Trains just came out with, and I cannot believe the amount of people that are just okay with the amount of light bleed coming out of those ditch lights. I would have been a little upset about the amount of light bleed that's coming out of a factory model on those things, but people are just like, oh man, these are spectacular. It's easy enough to fix with a little bit of black paint, but like, not a single person commented about it, which I was shocked about. I probably would have, I wouldn't have been demanding a refund, but I would have I probably would have said something about it just so that hopefully they take it into account for newer runs, you know. I digress, though. I'm not a Conrail modeler, at least, so it doesn't matter too much to me. Okay, so we are going to use for the headlight, we're going to use aux2, and actually, eventually, we're going to put the rear headlight on this as well. So that's our common positive for those, and then we're going to use the second common positive for the ditch lights here. Here we are. Okay, and now I just got to do the negatives. Yeah, Ed, let me know what you think about the ditch lights. And actually, maybe it's just something that's on video. Maybe next time I see you, I'll see if we can pull them out and look at them in person. Because who knows? Maybe it's not as bad in person as it is on video. I might as well just get all my positives in here. Let's see if I can get away with doing this instead of twisting them together. Nope. Rework. This is why you do things right the first time. Yeah, Jordan, that's cool about 426. I might go down to the Winnie P next Wednesday. I finally have some PTO, and I think I might try to take a trip down there to Railfan, but I can't decide if I'm gonna. It was a lot easier to get up at 6 a.m., when I was a college kid and didn't have full-time work responsibilities. Now when I have time off, I find it's harder to get up in Railfan, knowing that you're taking a risk that you may not even see anything that you were looking for. Yeah, Ed, unfortunately, I'm going to be indisposed all of next week. So I appreciate the invite, but maybe another Monday for sure. We'll see. Oh, you know what, Ed, bring him with you to the NMRA meeting on. Oh no, you're not going. That's right. Shoot. Okay. Time to get this super glue out of my way because I just stuck my finger in it again. I'm literally going to glue myself to the desk. Man, I am struggling to get these wires to stay together so I can get them soldered. Holy cow. Nice thing with thin wires, though, is sometimes if you just get tired of trying to get them to stick together, you just soak them in solder and they're fine. Tinning. Rick, what is tinning? We don't tin here. This is an anti-tin YouTube channel, Rick. Never have, never will. Who needs flux? That's what a good rosin core solder and a whole lot of heat's for. Rick, I should redo your quote and say that tinning is a sign of a sick mind instead of a clean workbench. Oh man, we are so close. All right, let me make sure my lock programmer's ready to go here because we're going to be testing and then getting right the heck out of here to go over to watch Heath. Okay, what else do I have left? I got headlights and that's it. Come on, take. Trust me, there's plenty of heat here. It's just a matter of keeping my hand still. Okay. I'm gonna try to slowly move you guys over, and you can't judge my other workbench here. You know, that whole quote about workbenches being a sign of a sick mind. Well, let's just say my mind is very sound. Okay, let's see what we can do here. And this is obviously, as you guys can see, the very first test. So if something's wrong, you guys are gonna know. Oh, we don't have... Son of a gun. I should have just used jammer on it, but oh well. The lock program is gonna take forever to open. Oh boy. Now, I think we're just gonna throw it right up on the or on the layout, because the layout's on, and lock programmer. Oh, it did open up. Okay, cool. So I have done a little bit of work. I know the decoder works. I just haven't tested the lighting functions yet, obviously. So. That's strange. Oh, they should work. Okay. Something's up with the lock programmer being funky. It's working. Here, let me flip you guys so you can see the layout here. Oh boy. Oh, we're gonna go freehand. I'll try to keep this as still as I can, but unfortunately the video stabilization when you're live streaming is absolutely atrocious. Alright, let's see. Headlight. Oh no, that's horn. Uh-oh. we got them reversed. Shoot. That's okay. Well, there you go. You can see we're on forward headlight, but we got the reverse. That's an easy CV change. No worries. Okay, they're working at least. That's the most important thing. All right, and here we go. Moment of truth. Ditch lights. Oh yeah, we got them all working. Woo! Awesome. So yeah, big thing with these Circus City ditch lights. You can see there's a whole lot of light bleed. That's a pet peeve of mine. I do not like leaving them like that. So I will, oh, why did we shut off? That's concerning. But yeah, I don't like leaving them like that. So, oh, I tilted it and the capacitors finally ran dry. So I'll be touching that up over the next couple of days. And obviously I'll fix up the reversed lights. And then that thing will be ready to wrap up. I've got the handrails ready to go on it as well, and yeah. But yeah, we're good to go here, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Train Boy, hi! Glad you made it just in time for us to end. Pearson, thanks for tuning in as well. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off now, and I'm gonna head over to Heath at Human City Junction's live stream if anybody wants to join me. So take care, everybody. Bye.